Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Jesse. This is my garage. Here's some of our project cars, and today we're talking Nissan 300ZX and 5 front suspension mods that are pretty easy. They're gonna make your car handle better. Well, if you wanna learn how to maintain, modify, and just overall enjoy your Nissan 300ZX, make sure and hit that subscribe button because that's what's going on. All right, so if we want to make our car handle better and we want to start on our front suspension, here's 5 things. I think we'll do it for you. All right, well, the first thing I want to talk about is our sway bar end links. They look like this on your 300ZX. We can see these are the ones that came off my car. We already replaced these ones, but you can see it's pretty loose. Now, yeah, that one's pretty loose, and these just have ball joints at the end. They get wore out, a lot of up and down. This thing probably had 200,000 miles on it. I'm pretty sure it's the original one. I'll put a link in the description below for the ones that I ordered. Just source them off of eBay. They seem to work out pretty good, and I've got them on my car right now. Much better than these wore out ones. That is an affiliate link. If you do choose to use that, we will make a little bit of commission, and is much appreciated. Help support this channel. So these are pretty easy and inexpensive. That's why I wanted to start with this on the list. I feel like it gets overlooked quite often. Now, not only are our sway bar end links right here, and if you watch my video about top 5 suspension mods under $30 for your 300ZX, I'll put a link up to it right here. I also talked about the sway bar bushings, which I'm gonna go ahead and just lump that in on this one. So sway bar end links and sway bar bushings, cheap, easy, and we'll start refreshing our front suspension right there. All right, so the next thing on our list, number 2, is since we're just kind of refreshing everything, let's look at our tie rod ends. Now, this is the tie rod end, and as you can see, it's got that ball joint in the same. If it was wore out, it would be super loose. These are actually brand new tie rod ends, but these wear out and they'll be the same as that sway bar end link where they're just really loose, and you can see how much tighter this is. I can't even get it to move. So this actually adjusts the toe length, which that's not what we're talking about here. Just talking about getting yourself a new ball joint on the end of here. Now, you can look on your car and see if this boot is torn and there's fluid coming out of it, grease, because there's grease inside of this boot. And even if it's not, and it's the original one, I bet it's pretty wore out, pretty loose. That grease has probably lost all of its, you know, if it has 200,000, 120, 150,000 miles on it, it's time to probably think about a new tie rod end. All right, well, the next thing on our list, number 3, I'm gonna talk about the front torsion rods, and they look something like this. Now, if you can see from this one, it's nasty, cracked, leaking, and you know, it's seen better days. It isn't giving us the correct response handling that it would. Now, there's a few different options on this. We could replace this bushing, and I said this was easy, right? Replacing the bushing isn't necessarily easy. It's not that hard, but it's not easy. Or we can get a replacement unit, and I think Z1 offers a replacement unit with the bushings already pushed into it, pressed in, and this one removed. If you want to know how to refresh and remove this bushing, leave me a comment down below. I'll make that video if people are interested. But otherwise, you could just order the basically remanufactured ones from Z1, or we can go aftermarket altogether. We can go with the aftermarket unit like this, and now once we do that, now as you can see, this one, the joint, this is gonna be a lot more, I don't want to say harsher, but you're gonna feel more road vibrations through this, because of course now we lost our bushing, we just have our Heim joint there, but we are also gonna gain the ability to adjust our caster by adjusting the length of this rod, which we're gonna take it to an alignment shop to do that. If you do go with something aftermarket like this, which I went with an ISR aftermarket arm like this, I wouldn't necessarily suggest that you have to go with an aftermarket arm like this. I just happened to do, this is an older one off of a 240SX that I have, which are very similar to the ones that go on the 300ZX. If you were gonna go for a little bit more performance and you're gonna take this to the track, I would go with something like this. And if we do go with an adjustable one, just adjust it to OEM length to start and let the alignment tech adjust it from there. But if we're just going for a cruiser, let's just worry about replacing that bushing, and then we can, or just replacing that arm. I think Z1 even has a Z1 aftermarket arm that's like that for cruising. You can just replace, and it's super easy because it's only 3 bolts. All right, well, number 4 on our list, and this is the big one, And all these other components are gonna play well with this, but this is like a coilover or an aftermarket shock and spring setup, because that's gonna make the biggest difference for ride quality, ride feel, ride handling, is getting those wore out shocks and springs off your car and going with something. If you do go with a coilover, there's plenty of reasons why I like coilovers. I'll put a video right here. That kind of highlights the different reasons and what you can do when ordering and thinking about what you want to go with that setup. But we have our aftermarket dampering, aftermarket height control, and just a fresh shock system on our car, which is going to make a huge difference. And it's pretty easy because we just have the 3 bolts up top, on the 1 on the bottom, put our new strut in. All right, well, the last thing on our list is if we're going to lower our car or do anything like that, or we have wore out upper control arm bushings, it's an aftermarket upper control arm. Don't order this one. This is the cheapest one on eBay. I pulled this off of my car when I did it. We replaced it with something nice and aftermarket. But I just wanted to show you this. Your upper control arm can adjust the camber, and that's gonna be how long this is. It's gonna push the wheel in or out. So that's gonna give us a nice adjustable, and it's gonna make more grip on our tires, which is gonna in turn make us faster. And it's gonna even our tire wear out, which is gonna save us money and just make our car, our fitment, even that much better. Now, to replace our upper control arm, it's really just a couple bolts. I've done that. If you want to see that, go back and watch some of the other videos that I have where we talk about front suspension stuff. You can check that out there. Or if you want me to make another video, hit it in the comments below and I'll make a dedicated video just to replacing that upper control arm. But if you want to see me talk about the different types of upper control arms, watch this video right here. That's where I kind of list everything I found, and there's a whole bunch. Check it out, maybe get you some ideas on what you might want to order for you. Now, like I said, there will be links in the description below on all the stuff I talked about here. So if you watched the whole video, here's a little tip for you. Better handling equals better grip, makes your car faster. It's not always about horsepower, definitely about handling, suspension, and what can get you from A to B most efficiently. Thank you so much for watching. If you got any enjoyment out of this, hit that like button. If you got any value out of this, hit that like button so YouTube can put this in front of other people that might need to hear this information too. Follow me on Instagram at Build Theory, and I will see you next time.